everything you've experienced in your life has essentially created who you are, your personality, your likes, your dislikes, how you speak, how you walk, and your paradigms, your beliefs. Everything that you are today is a culmination of everything you've taken in through the subconscious mind your entire life. So yeah, when you're sitting in diapers and the emotional energy in the room or the environment that you grew up in, it certainly became a part of you. And you're probably a byproduct of your parents' personalities, or at least what they expected of you, and certainly the emotional temperature growing up. So everything you are today is all learned behavior. The other thing that you also learn in every area in your life is essentially, it's been conditioned, your state of being. The state of being you're in every area in your life is the cause of everything you're experiencing. I'm going to explain it to you on this, but it's the most important understanding that I teach my clients, and that you'll have in understanding why you do the things you do, why you experience the things you experience, and why you take actions or inactions that aren't in line with who you want to be, or maybe they are in line with who you want to be, right? But the state of being is an energetic force that is conditioned, trained throughout your life. And your state of being is essentially how you think, how you feel, and how you're acting in a particular area. Now, your state of being could be different in every area in your life, and I'll get to that in a minute. But the state of being essentially is how you show up and what you believe, your paradigms in every area in your life, right? So in work, right, you might look at yourself as confident, certain, talented, rock star, right? And you just perform, you get results, you do everything you do. But maybe in relationships, you're in a state of being of difficulty and struggle. Or your fitness might be great. You hit the health club 5-6 times a week and you're in shape, you eat well, you take care of your body, but your health is still not good. You fear the way your body feels, that the tick in your arm, the pain, the heart palpitation, or the migraines, or whatever. Or maybe you've conditioned yourself to be in a state of being of worry and stress. No matter what's going on in your life, you're stressed. And then you wake up at 2 a.m. every night, catastrophizing about stuff that may or may not happen in your life, or rumination, that loop that you're in, thinking of everything you need to do. So the understanding is this, folks, that your state of being in every area in your life is going to be shown you always. Now, there's 2 types of thoughts. Let me back up a second. Everyone, the self-help world is known for positive thinking. Anytime I start working with a new group, right, or even a new client, I say, guys, I'm not a big fan of positive thinking, being positive. Here's why. Because it puts a blanket over the engine that might be making some noise, right? We got to know what the engine's doing. So if you're thinking positive, but inside you've got a knot in your stomach that you wake up with every day, or you're dreading the meeting, or you've got a fear of public speaking, no matter what it is, that's the state of being. That's what's running your behavior. And I'm going to explain exactly what it does in a minute. But the 2 type of thoughts you have, the positive thinking, what they're trying to say to you there is your first thought is a conscious directed thought. And you'll hear me talk about this on a lot of my videos, but it's a real important understanding for all humans to understand. Like, we've got 2 types of thoughts. Number 1 is a directed thought. If I say to you, think of your car right now, an image of your car will come into your head. And if I say, tell me about your car for the next 20 seconds, you'll tell me about your car, or favorite vacation spot, or childhood, or whatever, fill in a blank. But you could direct your thoughts to anything in this world. Now, I'm sitting filming this in my office in Chicago, but a few years ago, my wife Kelly and I, we went to France, and I could picture the Eiffel Tower. We were having dinner one night, beautiful view of the lit up Eiffel Tower. It was almost surreal for me because I'd never been to France before. I'm like, here we are having dinner, and right in our sight line is the Eiffel Tower. Pretty cool. But I could take my mind back there anytime I want. That's a focused, directed thought. And as I've said in many of my videos, you need to be focused. You need to be focused on what's important. You need to direct those thoughts as much as possible. But the second type of thought, the more important thought, because this is telling you what your state of being is, and you're going to learn in this video why this is important. Your second thought comes from your current state of being. That's what's waking you up at 2 a.m. That's what the first thought, I always ask my clients, give me the first thoughts you have in the morning, because that tells me what state of being they're in, right? It never fails. So let's say you have constant thoughts of worry. Now, you think it's your circumstances, but if you're watching any of my videos, it's not your circumstances. You create your circumstances. And I'm going to teach you again in this video why. But let's say you wake up first thing in the morning, it's your to-do list. Or let's say you're somebody that can't fall asleep at night because your mind is racing. That's a state of being. The thoughts you're having are going to be repeated over and over again, or the thoughts that you're having are reflective of your current energetic state of being, how you feel. So the thoughts might be, I've got so much to do tomorrow. I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know how I'm going to get through the day. And you're thinking about that shit before you're trying to fall asleep. Well, you're literally turning your mind on warp speed overdrive, and that's why you can't fall asleep. Or maybe you're somebody in this world that can't, you feel guilty if you're not busy. You've got to be doing something. You've got to be either at work, you've got to be constantly busy. You can't take 5 minutes. You can't rest your mind. You can't do anything. You're on vacation. You're always checking your phone. You're at home, supposed to be present with your family. You're checking your phone. You're checking your emails, that's a state of being. Nothing to do with your current circumstances, because flashback 6 months, 12 months ago, your circumstances were probably a little bit different as far as the project you're working on, the deadlines you had, the situations you had in your life, but the mind was the same. It's because you're in a state of being, right? So the thoughts that you're getting from the mind, that second type of thought, is your current state of being. So you need to be aware of those, because that's your mind, number one, allowing you to experience the state of being that you've trained your mind to be in, which I'll get to in a second. And number two, you've got to be aware of your state of being. Now, if you like excessive worry, stress, overwhelm, if you love labels like OCD and ADHD and generalized anxiety disorder, or whatever, you like those labels, you like living that way, then stay in the state of being you're in. It's your choice. But if you don't like that shit and it's getting in the way of you performing in the manner you're performing and being present for your family and your kids and your spouse and your loved ones and all that stuff, well, then maybe we should do something about it. But in order to change your life, you've got to change your state of being.